Are we rolling? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's your boy McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of a movie that I saw a little over 2 weeks ago, which is the 1999 um, version of the, which is the 1999 remake of the original short film from the 60s. I think it came out in 1966, which so the original one was called the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and this movie is a remake of that. It's the live action remake of that movie, and this movie, which I'm reviewing, is just called Sleepy Hollow. So Sleepy Hollow is a 1999, like I said, a 1999 remake of the original short film, which was based on the I believe late 1800s book that was written by little shorts. I don't know if you would classify it as a short story or not, or just a flat out book, because I've seen it in just book form, single book form, just Legend of Sleepy Hollow in one book and nothing else. But I also know it's also been in those books that are like a collection of short stories, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Well, it's based on both of the versions of this movie are based on William Irving's story from the late 1800s. Well, I believe that's when he wrote it and it was published. And it is this version, which I am reviewing today, is the 1999, like I said, the 1999 remake, and is a comedy action horror, or just an action horror, or just a horror movie. That's directed by Tim Burton. And you can tell it's directed by Tim Burton because a lot of it's got his signature costume style in there, and a lot of the effects look like the kind of effects that Tim Burton likes to use in his movies. And it's just kind of a Tim Burton. It has kind of a Tim Burton-esque story, if you know what I mean. Anyway, this movie stars Johnny Depp as Ichabod Crane. Um, who is basically who basically is I forgot what his job was. I know it was something like court related, law related, or something. Something like that. And in this movie, he basically goes to a town called Sleepy Hollow. Oh, by the way, before I get any further into this, I would just like to clarify that this movie is set in the year 1799, Anno Domini, aka AD. So it's not modern. It doesn't have a modern setting. Yeah. So basically, he goes to the town of Sleepy Hollow because of business, and then basically he learns about a town legend that they have, which is the legend of the Headless Horseman, or just the legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is basically a legend that like that like tells that says that like like some war general who had gotten like beheaded in the Revolutionary War, you know, like comes back like every night and like and like beheads men and women and like takes their head and like basically won't stop doing that until he gets his own head back. Um, and then like later we learn that there is actually like somebody or something that like is actually playing the Headless Horseman, or is the Headless Horseman, whether or not it's just somebody dressed up, or like somebody just playing, pretending to be the Headless Horseman and cutting off people's heads. I can't tell you whether or not the Headless Horseman is actually real and the legend is real. I can't tell you because that'd be a spoiler. Anyway, so basically what Ichabod Crane has to do in this movie is figure out who the Headless Horseman is, what his motives are. I should probably say his or her motives to just to like clarify, because Ichabod Crane didn't at that point in the movie, like where he was like trying to figure out who the Headless Horseman was, he didn't know their gender, so anyway. And this movie also has like a side story, a side plot about like Ichabod Crane, like like growing like feelings for like a young woman named Katrina Van Tassel, who's played by Christina Ricci. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. No, maybe it's Ricci. I don't know. Christina Ricci. Let's just say that. And it's great. This whole movie is great. I love it. It's a very fun movie. It has it can be very cartoony at times, but that's not a bad thing. That actually benefits this movie. Um, this movie was just great. Nothing in this movie was perfect, but everything in this movie was great. This is a great movie. It just isn't a perfect movie. The acting is great. The story is great. Obviously, Johnny Depp gives the best performance in this movie, but in my opinion, the whole cast is great. Um, in my opinion, this is better than the original Sleepy Hollow short film. Um, this is a full-length film, by the way. And this movie was just great. I really enjoyed it. It was just a blast. It was just a blast to watch. It was very fun to watch. It's a very smart movie, and it has some humor in it, and the humor in it works, and the action in this movie works, and the overall, like, since this is a horror movie, it's got some horror themes, and it's got like a lot of horror themes in this movie in it, and those work very well, and I love the character chemistry. And I love this. I love the editing in this movie and the pacing, and I'm gonna give this movie an 86% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A minus. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad, or will return.